Your trade of the day is going to be on Meta today. As always, brought to you by Day Trade the World. Get that journey started the right way with Day Trade the World. Scan that QR code below. But sometimes it's not that complicated because like this is, I didn't really pull it back the daily chart as far back as I could have. You could have shown since they had the name change, symbol change up to $200 and heading right down. You've already broken 100. You had the disastrous earnings, and a lot of times when you get that big gap down in earnings, you find some stabilizations, but that hasn't happened. Even yesterday, when we had that big Fed reversal to the downside, you ended up testing a fresh low just above $90. So downward trend into an even dollar level. I'm thinking one thing, and I'm thinking one thing only for this particular stock, and it's a breakdown. Is it going to break that 90 level? It essentially does it right at the open, but you'll see you're essentially holding right here at that 90. Tight consolidation, which gives that classic breakdown trade. So if you were looking bullish on a stock, sometimes it gaps up and you take that range, you take out the top in a bull market and you give it to that bottom. And other times it is just simply we're bear, we're going short off that 90 level. Now what happens when you look at this break is immediately buyers step in at 89.5. So there was a first flush, snaps back to the upside. Actually got very close. Some wicks down there at 90, but 89, sorry. But there's always going to be like a big spread opening up. It's a lot of like dark pool printing and not a lot of volume down at that low. And you can see there was a lot of execution, for me at least, in that 89.5 and slightly below range on that first move. Because what you're looking to capture there is 80 is just those stops. A lot of people that might have been, okay, so you're long, maybe you took a shot on this, swinging it, whatever, after earnings, or maybe you bought that 100 ahead thinking it was going to be solid. It doesn't, either way, you might have 90 as an obvious stop level. You know you're going to get those triggers, and that's that initial part of the trade I always want to capture. Then the second part is where you're looking for a little bit more of a sustained move. You get that bounce. It retests, doesn't get to the pre-market highs here, catches that lower high. I always like that for a re-entry. So it keeps on bouncing, can't really clear that 90.25 or so, right back below that 90, and then it's rinse and repeat. Get some out again, just a little bit lower than that bottom. It snaps to the top side, and here's where it can get a little bit frustrating. I wasn't able to add on this third time. And I think I was being a little bit too cautious. I was trying to get a better price each time, like, which you shouldn't do. I should have been perfectly happy to just take whatever I can get in and around that 90 level. And so it comes back down to the low. Once again, the bid steps up, shows you buyers halfway, do a little more scalping of that level. And then once you've done that, it's like either we go back up, we reload, or we're holding for the next level down. So I don't want to take anything out in between that 50 level and the current bottom. So until it gets to the bottom, that's where the next leg is. And once it breaks that, I'm thinking home run trailing stop. So in this particular case, shouldn't have taken the home run. This should have been an out there. I know it. I see it. You can always get back in on a trend, and you can always get back in on a breakdown. I learned that lesson with Boeing today to the upside successfully, but here on Meta, I get the trail out, try it one more time off this low for a scalp trade, and then it breaks higher. Now, the context of these lows, double bottom, breaking that channel back to the upside, is the market was putting on a pretty significant reversal. And in that particular case, there wasn't the follow through I'm expecting, so I'm not just reloading it off that top. And as a matter of fact, it does work out for you, although we are seeing signs of strength. So it was right to say that Meta has turned at least a little bit strong, but look how well it is respecting that low. There was a huge rebound in the market, but Meta continues to be relatively weak. I mean, Amazon looks to be weak as well. These big tech names are giving you some fantastic opportunities as a lot of people are getting stopped out. Potentially they could have long-term stops, they could have swing trade stops, but these levels breaking are giving you fantastic day trading opportunities. Almost every day we see a level like this break, and sometimes you just got to take that breakout. There's your trade of the day.